Hi guys, so if you've been watching my videos recently, you know I've been talking about celebrity baby names, and that's always an interesting topic. But the last two videos I've made have been about my favorite celebrity baby names, names that are actually normal and names that these children are going to grow up and love. And this video is going to be the opposite. I have saved the worst for last. So today I'm going to be talking about my least favorite celebrity baby names, and I'm just doing one video on my least favorite celebrity baby names. I've combined the boys and the girls' names into one video, so I'm going to go from A to Z and talk about my least favorite celebrity baby names from A to Z. And I have most letters, I just have one name, but for some letters I have a girl's name and a boy's name. So this is going to be a lot of fun and very painful. So I'm going to start with the letter A. And for A, for a girl, I have Anbilliene. Now I don't know how to pronounce this name. This is Dominic Zamprogna's daughter's name. Apparently she was named after a relative whose name was Anne and Billie Holiday. So instead of naming her Billie Ann or Ann Billie or something creative like Anna Holiday or Holiday Annalise or something, you know, a little bit creative, they went really creative and called her Anbilliene, or however it's pronounced. I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I went and I asked some of my friends on Formsprings, and these are some of the pronunciations they came up with. Anbilliene, 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 Anbilliene. It sounds like Anne Boleyn. Nobody knows how to pronounce this name. So we're just going to move on to the boy's name I have for A, and that is Audio Science. There are no words for this name. This is Shannon Soseman's son's name. And this is one of those names you just look at and you shake your head and you move on to the letter B. And for B, I have probably my least favorite name on this list, and it's Buddy Bear. And it's Jamie Oliver's son's name. And the reason that this name is my least favorite name on this list is because it's as if they didn't look at their child as a child. Some of these names are so out there and over the top in terms of trying to be creative and trying to be different, but this name I find insulting to the child. It's not a teddy bear, it's not a pet. He is going to grow up and he's going to be a real person. He's not going to be your little buddy bear for the rest of his life. What if he wants to go to Harvard Law School and his name is Buddy Bear? I mean, I guess Buddy by itself isn't that bad, but Buddy Bear just drives me insane. That someone actually thinks that it's okay to name their child that. Like, get a dog! Okay, I can't talk about that name anymore. So I'm going to move on to C. And for C, I have Charlie-Ballerina. And this is Jermaiestu's daughter's name. You know, Charlie is not horrible for a girl. Charlie is not horrible. I don't mind it as a nickname for the name Charlotte. I have no idea why they would want to name their daughter Charlie-Ballerina. But, I mean, if she just goes by Charlie, I mean, it's not okay. It's not okay to name your child Charlie-Ballerina. I'm not going to try and say that it is. And for a boy, for C, I have Cash. And Cash would be okay. It's a word name. It's not a wonderful word name. But this is John Rich's son, so his name is Cash Rich, which I think is worse than Northwest. For D, I have Delilah. I always want to say Delilah because that's what it looks like. Delilah Starr. This is P. Diddy's daughter, and I mean, I don't like the name Delilah to begin with. I think it sounds beautiful. I just don't like the biblical association of the character from the Samson and Delilah story. But do you really need to spell it like this? Like, is that necessary? I suppose if you're P. Diddy, you kind of need to be creative. Like, no, I'm not even... Why am I trying to stand up for these people? Why am I trying to do that? Why would you do this to... You know, maybe around the people that she's being raised around, maybe her friends have similar names. I don't know. For F, I have Fifi Trixibelle. This is Bob Geldorf's daughter's name. Fifi, I guess, like, I like the name Bellatrix in a guilty pleasure name, and it's kind of like they just reversed. See, here I go. I'm trying to stand up for these people and trying to make sense out of these names when, like, they must just all be on drugs. That's probably it. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, where do you come up with this? Fifi Trixibelle. That's what we'll name our daughter, honey. Won't that be sweet? For G, I have Goddess Love. And this is Little Mo's daughter. I think Goddess Love and Delilah Star would be good friends. For H, I have another Bob Geldorf daughter. And this is Heavenly Hiraani Tiger Lily. See, here at least you could go by Lily. Heavenly Hiraani Tiger Lily. It's like a song. It even rhymes. For I have Ian Donald Calvin Euclid. But this is Dweezil Zappa's real name. Thank you, Frank Zappa, for giving him a normal name that he can go by, even though for some reason you had to call him Dweezil as a nickname. But I guess he grew up and he got through it, and now he can be called Ian Donald Calvin Euclid. Maybe he still goes by Dweezil. Dweezil. Oh, for J, I have Jermaiestu Jackson. It's painful for me to read these names. It's painful. Jermaiestu. Jermaiestu. And then my girl's name for J is Jagger Joseph Blue. Yes, I said my girl's name is Jagger Joseph Blue. This is Soleil Moonfry's daughter's name. For K, I have Kaudnz Kodah. This is T-Pain's son's name. You know, if Kaudnz Kodah is growing up with Jermaiestu and Goddess Love and Delilah Star, they probably all think their names are really normal. Back to Bob Geldorf and his army of strangely named daughters. For L, I have Little Pixie Frou-Fron. I think this is the worst out of the Geldorf girls. Because, I mean, your first name is Little. You could go by Pixie. I don't think you'd want to go by Frou-Fron. Another one to go with Kaudnz Kodah and Jermaiestu and Goddess Love and Delilah Star is Messiah Ya Majesty. Messiah Ya Majesty. This is T.I.'s son's name. Why would you call your child Messiah Ya Majesty? I am under the assumption that all of these people are on drugs. Then, of course, Penn Jillette has a daughter named Moxie Crimefiahter. We've probably all heard that one before. Moxie Crimefiahter. And there's some story about how he wanted to give her a name that if she ever got pulled over by the police, she would be able to say, but officer, my middle name is Crimefiahter. I don't know anybody who, when they sit down to name their baby, they think about, well, if my child ever gets pulled over by the police, we want them to have a good middle name that will make the officer not want to arrest them. I don't know. Have any of you ever thought about that when you're naming your baby? I think that should be something we should all consider from now on. I'm serious. Good job, Mr. Jillette, for making us all think about how we should go about our naming practices. For N, I don't even need to say it. Let's all say it in unison. Northwest. I bet they have another one, they're going to name it South. And then if they have another one, they're going to name it East. For P, I have Pilot, Inspektor. First of all, Pilot, isn't that the name of the guy who ordered the death of Christ? And then Inspektor's not even spelt right. Then Jamie Oliver has a daughter named Petal, Blossom, Rainbow. No comment. For R, I have Rainbow, Aurora. This is Holly Madison's daughter's name. At least she can go by Aurora. That one I can defend because at least she can go by Aurora. And then Robert Rodriguez has 4 sons named Rocket, Racer, Rebel, and Rogue. Rogue is kind of cool. For S, I have Speck Wildhorse. This is John Mellencamp's son's name. It's so all over the place, like a speck, like a little speck of dust, and then a wild horse. I do not get that. I do not get it. The name I have for T is just, it's just cruel. Robert Morrow named his daughter too. If you didn't get that, Robert Morrow named his daughter too. If you didn't get that, her name is Tu Morrow. Like, was he drunk? Hopefully will she be able to legally change that when she's 6 years old? For W, I have Waylon, Alber, but they call him Blackjack. And I guess, you know, after going through this whole list and reading all these names, Waylon, Albert, nickname Blackjack, that is normal. That's a normal name. So Shooter Jennings, good job giving your child a normal name. And then the last name I have is for Z, and that is Zowie Bowie. And this is obviously David Bowie's son, and I think he goes by Duncan now. So what is the point of giving your child a stupid name if they're just going to grow up and change it? Anbilliene. Anbilliene? 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 Dominic Zamprogna? Can you message me and tell me how to pronounce your daughter's name? Okay, thanks. Bye.